Welcome back to my channel. It has been, I think, about a year since you've seen my face, and I have missed being on camera. I'm not even going to go back over where I've been. If you watched my previous upload, then you already know where I've been and you know where I am happy to be. With that being said, today's video is going to be a sew along, my first sew along in a very long time. And I'm very excited to do this one because I think this pattern will become a favorite for many of you the same way that it has for me. So today's sew along is going to be N6815 by New Look. I found this pattern after getting my fabric. I have decided that this year I want to focus on working with fabrics that I normally don't feature, things I don't normally sew. And one of those fabrics was knits for me, specifically jersey knit. I don't have a lot of experience with knit, but I do like the way that knit feels on me. I'm currently wearing a knit dress that I got really cheap from Rainbow. And I decided that I wanted to incorporate a couple more different types of knit into my wardrobe this year, as well as my sewing arsenal. Mostly printed knits because I think those are the most fun. And I feel like I don't see many fashion items on the rack that feature printed knit. So I feel like for me that needs to make a comeback because I need more than just solid color. I always have love for solid colors because you can accessorize them with anything, but this year I need more. And so I stumbled across this pattern while shopping on Etsy because I don't really know where to find the best knit patterns. I don't really see too many knit patterns by Simplicity or McCall's these days. I feel like they've moved away from that. So when I went on Etsy, I was literally typing in knit sewing patterns, which I probably could have done the search a little bit better. If there's a keyword that you would use, please leave it in the comment section below. But I literally was on Etsy and I was like, knit sewing pattern. And New Look popped up with N6815. And I thought it was cute because the fabric for the skirt that's featured on the envelope is actually very similar to the fabric that I bought specifically for this project, or rather, I bought this fabric specifically to use with any knit project that I could get away with. And so I ended up picking this one. And I liked that it featured a top and a bottom because then I can mix and match the pattern. And it just gives me a whole bunch more like wardrobe options, as well as the fact that it's basics. And I know that the word basic can have a negative connotation, but I think it is really time, for me at least, to get back to basics when it comes to finding patterns and designing my wardrobe. And of course, there will always be room in my wardrobe for my really cute vintage inspired pieces. But I need some wardrobe basics too, things that I can just, put on, get up and go. And I don't have to think too much about, the wardrobe and how to curate it and things of that nature. So I really did like this pattern for that. Another plus for this pattern for me is that this pattern only has 11 pieces and it's just top, bottom, front, back, sleeves, and then for the skirt, front, back, waistband. Oh, and of course the neckband for the top. But altogether, pretty simple pattern pieces. You could make this in one afternoon, although because again, I am very much focused on intentional sewing this year, I spent a week making this pattern. So today is Friday. I started this pattern on a Monday and I literally wrapped up this morning with doing the hems and finishing touches and stuff. But I'm sure if you dedicated a day, you could probably get a top and bottom, like a full outfit done in just one day. I decided to take my time. In addition to that, I was also trying to use the natural light because electricity is expensive. But back to wardrobe basics. I know when I used to hear that word, I used to have not so nice feelings about it because I felt that basics meant boring, but of course they do not have to be. And your outfits that you make are only as interesting as the fabrics that you use, via fabric type, print, color, and so on and so forth. And so I'm trying to reprogram myself to fall in love with basic patterns and then just use my fabric choices to add life to them or make them exciting or add whimsy or whatever it is that I'm going for. And so for the fabric that I used for this project today, I bought it from a website called Fashion Fabrics Club. I will leave a link in the description box below to the fabrics that I bought. I bought this fabric actually in 2 different colors. So the same print, but 2 different colors. And I actually, let me go and get them. I'll show them to you. Okay, so these are the fabrics that I bought. These 2. And I don't think I really need to give too much of an explanation as to why these have ended up in my home. I originally saw this one first when I was on the Fashion Fabrics Club website, and I bought this, I believe, for about $6.79 a yard. So because it's me, I bought 5 yards of this, so it's literally like just a lot of yardage of this. And then I saw this one and I thought, ooh, this one is also pretty cute. And I ended up buying 5 yards of this one as well, which I'm sure that you can tell that this is the one that I used for today's project. But yeah, I just thought that these were so pretty and they're floral, which I liked. So I think I'm going to use this one for, ooh, I think, oh my gosh, get my bearings here. I think I'm going to use this one for a spring make. I don't know if I'm going to make the same outfit with the new look today. I might, unless I find another knit pattern that I think this would work well with. If you have any pattern recommendations, please leave them in the comment section down below. I would love to find more knit patterns to experiment with. But this one I used for today's project, for this project rather, and I thought that this one was more appropriate to make something now because it has a darker color, so it's giving that like wintry vibe as opposed to this one giving like spring. But both of these fabrics are incredible. They feel really nice in person. And they were like pretty affordable, and I'm looking for like more printed knits and stuff like that, so finding these was like a gem. And like I said, I will leave a link in the description box below so that you can go in and shop for the same fabrics, because we do not gatekeep on this channel. But I have talked your ear off enough, so without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get into this sew along. Here are the tools I'm using for this project. Jersey knit sewing needles. Since I won't be using a serger, I'll be using a walking foot on my regular machine, which will help me feed this stretchy fabric through the machine smoothly. Soft cotton elastic for the skirt waistband. A rotary cutter to cut the fabric. I suggest using this over scissors 100%. I'm also using twill tape to stabilize the shoulder seams and keep them from stretching. And lastly, before I start any project, I do a bit of reading so I know what I'm getting myself into. I cut my fabric off camera and transferred my markings from the pattern accordingly. Starting with the shoulder seams, lay the front and back pieces right sides together and pin. You will also pin the neckband right sides together as well. Also, during this video, you won't see it, but I am pressing my seams after sewing with a bit of steam. To sew knits on a regular machine, use a zigzag stitch. Test the length and width settings on your machine to find the stitch that works best for you. For this pattern, you'll also sew using a 5/8 inch seam allowance. And now I'm applying a piece of that twill tape to each shoulder seam to keep it from stretching out. Next, it's time to sew the neckband, but not before pinning it to the right side of the neckline. Make sure that the seam of the neckband is on the back, matching the notches accordingly. And take your time stitching this, as it's knit jersey and this fabric does not take well to seam ripping. So you want to be as precise as possible, but as always, just do your best and have fun. After applying the neckband, sew the front and back at the sides. For the view I'm making, I need to sew gathering stitches on the bottom and in the sleeve cap. So for this, I'm going to sew 2 rows of straight stitching at the loosest length on my machine. After that, I'm taking the sleeve and then folding it right sides together, and then I'm right back to a zigzag stitch. Similar to the neckband, fold the sleeve cuffs right sides together, matching notches, and then stitch. After that, you will take the cuff and then you'll fold it with the right sides together, and then you'll pin it. To keep everything in place, just go ahead and apply some steam and then let the piece cool down because it'll be a little damp, but this is going to just keep these pieces together and it'll help you during the next step. While those pieces are cooling, take the sleeve and turn it right side out. Start pulling up your gathering stitches gently. Be careful not to break your threads. And then with right sides together, matching the seams, pin the sleeve cuff to the sleeve all the way around. At this point, I was already patting myself on the back because I knew this project was going to come out so good, and up until now, I had been holding my breath, honestly. To start the skirt, I pinned down my darts and then sewed them. Instead of back stitching, I opted to tie off the ends just so that I wouldn't have to deal with any bulk as a result. Same as for the top, lay the front and back right sides together and pin each side. For the waistband pieces, pin them right sides together, but following the pattern markings, one side should be left open between two circles. Next, fold the waistband wrong sides together and then pin. I applied some steam after this step to help keep the shape. And once the piece has cooled down, I run a long basting stitch around the entire thing. Then, pin the waistband to the skirt, making sure to match the seams. The gap that you left should be facing you when you're pinning. That way, when you turn the waistband up, it'll turn up and into the inside of the skirt. You're going to stitch the waistband twice, so take your time and try to ensure the seams line up as best you can. For the elastic, measure a piece that is 1 inch smaller than your actual waist measurement so that when you're wearing the skirt, it can stretch around you comfortably. To apply the elastic, I'm using a safety pin to anchor the elastic to one side of the gap, and then I'm using a brooch back to feed the elastic through the other side of the gap until it comes all the way around. Once I've tried on the skirt to ensure that I'm happy with the fit, I folded the elastic over by 1 inch and then sewed it into place. Next, to seal the gap, slip stitch it closed. And to keep the elastic from turning in the waistband casing, stitch it in the ditch on both side seams to anchor in place. And for the final step, sew a 1 inch hem on your top and then on the bottom of the skirt. I made a size 18 for this outfit and I have absolutely no notes. I love the fit so much. Thank you so much for joining me back on my channel. I know that it has been quite a long time since I've uploaded. Barring, of course, the earlier upload I did in January about the butterfly vest. So if you have not watched that sewing vlog, please be sure to go and check it out. I am so obsessed with these sleeves. I think that they are so romantic, and I think even more with this print, it's just, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this video, what you think of this fabric, what you think of this pattern. I am interested in hearing from you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.